I don't care about your concerns about the Portuguese division and its defending. I don't care about your low block concerns, people. Of course, I do share your thoughts. Smash the like button. Bring Gyokeres. Last night, he bagged another hat trick. 51 goals in 48 games is crazy. We hear Bert as a fan, Arteta as a fan. He's 26 years of age and he's hungry with a positive chip on his shoulder. You saw what he did against City. You see what we do against City. You saw him score 4 goals. That's paying homage to Arshavin. Get it done, man. 4 goals on the night, bro. We need that at Arsenal Football Club, man. Get that one there over the line. Gyokeres leaps to the top of the golden shoe standings at the weekend ahead of Liverpool's Mohamed Salah with a stunning 4-goal salvio that will only increase speculation, linking the sporting striker with a transfer to Arsenal, Real Madrid. Ironically, you look at Hosselu, and maybe if Real Madrid had Hosselu against Arsenal and they're lumping it long into the box, maybe it would have helped. So there is scope for a striker of sorts. Whether you're going to get it's Real Madrid, and listen, I'm not even going to waffle. It's Real Madrid. Anyone that knows football, and you're clearly here because you understand football at its purest level, Real Madrid needs no introduction, regardless of other reasons for not signing at a club. You kind of alleviate them and sign for Real Madrid, especially at 26 years of age, considering the highs and the lows that Gyokeres has had. So there is scope for a number 9. That being said, first team football with all their level of attackers might be hard to come by, people. We all know he scored 4 goals as we've gone over. He's got 38 goals as well to his credit. It says here the 26-year-old is being linked with a host of clubs: Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Arsenal Football Club, etc. What does this mean though? Like, are you going to sign for Arsenal? I'm not sure what message that quote unquote sends, but fair play. Like, there's got to be something more than that, in my opinion. Nonetheless, people, moving on. Arsenal ready, allegedly, to make a huge bid for Viktor Gyokeres, with a report revealing the 3 reasons why the Gunners manager, Mikel Arteta, is convinced that the sporting striker would succeed at the Emirates. We know we've got PSG. We know currently Kai Havertz is our top goal scorer in the league with 9 goals. Gabriel Jesus is injured, and one wonders, not that he would have alleviated all concerns and whatnot, but that purple patch, you see Marino getting a bit of health, you seen Trossard get to form, Martinelli of sorts. You wonder what that would have meant for Gabriel Jesus. And that's the weird thing, man. Like, over a 38 game calendar, we don't have a player, Bukayo Saka, that's going to put the ball in the back of the net enough time. Simple as that, really and truly. Saka's missed 3 months, he's still up there, and he's obviously our goal scorer. Kai Havertz has been pulling his weight in that regards, regardless of our concerns, a lot more than his teammates, and I love him for that. Marino scored a number of goals, actually a couple of midfielders, and doing his thing, and we like him, but we can't guarantee for a 38 game period him, Kai Havertz, are necessarily going to do it. Trossard and Martinelli are finding their feet, but they've, it's just not been good enough. You look through our team, clearly there's many other positions. You could make a case of many different versions of a defender. We need to sort out the goalie, central midfield, whether Partey is going to stay or not. Hopefully he does sign that new deal, and you bring in Zubimendi, potentially someone to provide quote unquote competition or alleviate the pressure with Martin Odegaard, in which obviously he's fit, he's playing to a degree, so he has to hold criticism. But for me, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he has surgery post-season. I still think he's not at 100%. I still think he's playing with issues in that regards. No excuse. That's just what I believe. I see, people. Mikel Arteta is aware of the need to sign a top striker. Yeah, we want to be a team that gets 100 points. As Mikel Arteta has said, we've got too many draws. Not saying we would have won the title, and football's decided at both ends. We haven't managed 13 draws, some red cards, all of that, but we haven't managed the games. The 2 against Brighton was marred by refereeing decisions in the first game, at the Emirates. Declan Rice, obviously the penalty with Saliba, but we didn't kill either of those games when we had the chances. In the first game, even when we went down to 10 men, Kai and Saka, and it happens, could have bagged the second leg at Brighton's place, or second game at Brighton's place. We should have been 4-0 up at half time. And clearly there's a lot of, I think we're still at a high level defensively, statistically, etc. I just don't feel my team, and that's just my opinion, I don't think we're at the level we was last season. That doesn't just go for the defenders, because many of our players of the season, quote unquote, would probably be the defenders / at a push, maybe Thomas Partey, for those that have been doing it for the majority of the season. So it's not just our defenders. Mistakes happen. Saliba's had a clanger. Raya's made less mistakes than had good. He's had good games and been one of our more consistent players throughout the season. And actually, goalkeeper's never going to get the credit unless you do a madness, but Raya's been one of our better players. But there's been several brain farts throughout the team, and defending, pressing from the front, all of that stuff. I don't feel we're at the same level we was last season. I don't see it in the air, if it makes sense, people. So we need to do that. But that being said, going back to the 13 draws, assuming that what I said is true and was a case, 13 draws, maybe I'm exaggerating, but maybe 13 draws is cut to 4 or 5 or 6 or at most 7, because sometimes across the course of a season, you're going to draw when it's on brand. Like Crystal Palace, we didn't deserve anything more than a point. You could say the same with Aston Villa when we was 2 goals up. Obviously, I think we deserve to win down to 10 men against Manchester City, and there's been a couple of those. So sometimes you're going to lose when you play badly and win. Sometimes you're going to draw when you deserve more or less, and across the season, it's going to even out. You're probably going to win, lose, or draw when you've put in a certain performance. But sometimes a bit of football, a bit about winning the league, it's just getting the job done. Like, I'm sure congratulations to Liverpool. I'm sure if you ask Arne Slot and Liverpool fans, this is football. There's probably been some games they've just been shit. They've just made it happen. I'm sure Bournemouth is one of them, where Bournemouth did well, they nicked it, and that's what you need to do. There needs to be an element of the tactics. Sometimes the manager's tactics are going to be not make it happen. We're not going to be playing particularly well. We just need to nick it and get the points on the board and get over the line. This has been our worst attempted title fight, people, man. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Let me know your thoughts on anything I've said that's thought-provoking or anything we've seen. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying so hard this year to get to 70,000 people. Apparently, Newcastle striker Hijack is Arsenal's dream target. He will cost around 150 million, as it said. Rudy Galletti said a few weeks ago, Arsenal already in contact with Benjamin Sesko's entourage, and talks between both parties have been quote-unquote positive, and we're still being linked with Gyokeres. Every journalist and their dog is doing that. Where I look at it a bit differently is Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein said that, Berta wants him. We're going to have to be able to pivot, because Gyokeres, Sesko, Nico Williams, Zubamendi, Garcia, half these guys that we're linked with, we haven't got a free run at them. Everybody's onto them, to quote unquote. And we've shown, maybe not the same, but Chelsea wanted Gabriel Jesus when we got him. City wanted Declan Rice. We can convince, but we need to be able to pivot away, because in previous years, we've gone for top targets, not necessarily got them. And we just had, pardon me, the we tried thing. We need quality in I would say, central midfield, left wing and up front. And then I think it's a case of quantity. Obviously, there's no point bringing in a bag of players if they're not good enough. So quality and quantity overlaps. But if anything, beyond the obvious, if there's any lesson we needed to learn this season, is you need depth. Depth in case there's injuries, depth to be able to rest players. Sometimes the starters are not going to be good enough, and people off the bench are going to do their thing. In the same way, you look at Martinelli, Trossard at the moment. Declan Rice has really upped it, going into the Real Madrid game and coming out of it. Sometimes there's good form, but there's also players just down in a bad moment. Like, it's a bit different. I don't think we're going to bring in a 10, but Martin Odegaard sometimes take man out the firing line. Or even Saliba with these 2 mistakes against Real Madrid and Crystal Palace. I don't know if he's just in a bad moment, just simply made mistakes. He's still been good this season. But what if there's a bit of mental fatigue there? And for me, I'm not on physio and all of that stuff, but I understand the best players and the majority of these players are going to play only per game. So you look at Liverpool, all their players are playing. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. Unfortunately, this is the dynamic. The games are getting more and more congested at club level and definitely at international level. We aspire to be a team that can realistically compete in 4 trophies. And it's bittersweet because the Premier League, we haven't competed this year. We've been tugging along. I'm not happy with it, and I'm not saying this to praise us, but we did at this moment in time. We're in 2 we've been to 2 semi-finals. We're going to play against PSG in the champs. Hopefully, we go all the way. Our journey in the League Cup ended against Newcastle. We shot ourselves in the foot against Man United. Congratulations to them being down to 10 men, but we didn't kill the game with the chances we had. We didn't score the penalty. When it goes to legit penalties, it's a luck of the draw. So we need forwards. Goals win games. Football is so simple. It's complicated, and so complicated is simple. Like life, football is a contradiction. But how do you win football games? You need to score goals, right? So that needs to be done. We ain't got a single player in double figures, which is mad considering it's almost like the glass is half empty, half full kind of thing where Arsenal's concerned, people. A recent report claimed that Arsenal have open talks over a deal for Gyokeres, with the Gunners sporting director Andrea Berta a big fan of the 26-year-old. Not knocking, that would be my dream, but that's not happening. Not knocking Sesko or any of them. But for me, I would be more bullish if we signed Gyokeres, and it's got nothing to do with the player, of course. Scores goals, general play, link-up play. I like what I see. I'm not saying he's going to be a success, but I like what I can see. But for me, it's the fact that he's 26. That's obviously he's 26. You can, but even if he's here until he's 32, what's that? 6 years, you can achieve stuff, right? And up until you look at Mo Salah, you look at Harry Kane, you look at Vardy. Exaggerating, but up until recently, the Modrics, the old fellas keep going in it. But it would make me bullish because that's a win now thing. Like if you get Sesko in that, you're waiting. Not saying he isn't expected to win now, because we're still going to be expected to compete, but you're kind of waiting for him to get to that next level of a striker, if that makes sense. The Spanish media has revealed that Arsenal are planning to make an £80 million bid for Gyokeres, which 80 million euros, sorry, which equates to 68.6 million or $91.2 million. We've been linked with Gyokeres a lot. I'm not sure on the publication. Apparently, the impressive performance of the Sweden striker has convinced the London club that he's the ideal profile to enhance its offensive options for next season. Such a deal for Gyokeres would make him the third most expensive signing in Arsenal's history after Declan Rice and Nicolas Pepe. Pepe scored. I was watching Pepe highlights. He scored some very good goals for us, innit? Very good goals, man. Did he assist Bukayo Saka's first? I'm not sure. But yeah, Gyokeres has 48 goals and 12 assists in 47 games. I do think there's a bit of an exchange rate. I don't think he's going to get 40. I hope so. I hope he gets more. I think you might have to half that or just over half that. So I would say if you can get me 20 league goals as a minimum and you do your thing, that's cool for us. I do think you see clangers in the English game and whatnot, but it's nothing to do with Gyokeres because at the end of the day, it's football. But some of the goals he scores, it's nothing to do with him. But the level of defending is a bit, ooh, what's going on there, people? He was described in November 2024 as the most wanted striker. Chelsea, Man United, Bayern Munich, Forest have all been linked. Barcelona are said to be keeping an eye. Allegedly, he's been offered to Real Madrid and he was linked with Atletico Madrid and he's joined us now. The 3 reasons why they want Gyokeres. According to report, mobility, his capacity for association, and his sacrificing pressures are qualities that fit perfectly in our Arteta style. Whatever that means, bring him in it. Bring him. It's simple as that. Just bring the man to the carpet. Good news. And again, it's not good news or great news until it's officially confirmed. But the ITKs of this world have said Arsenal have reached an agreement with Bukayo Saka regarding a new contract. Hopefully he becomes our top earner. Obviously, we want to keep Saka. Indirectly, he signaled that he wanted to stay. So we'll see how that develops. Myles Lewis-Skelly, another Haylender. 49, Lewis-Skelly. Smash the like button for the guy. What a guy. If you're going to be left back, centre mid, I think you could be a future captain for this football club, man. Wavy. Let's see what he said ahead of the Paris Saint-Germain game. As a team, we are prepared and we are ready. We are in good form currently. We are excited to play PSG because they're in good form too. It'll be a good challenge for us because they're in good form and have a full team out. Pick him up and life's coming quick for Lewis-Skelly in England, playing Real Madrid, playing in the North London derby, the 2 City games. You know, I don't like it, but the whole media trying to label this young man a thug, which is crazy. I think he should win PFA Young Player of the Year. I don't think he will through forces away from him. You know, interviews, even in the Adidas advert with Timber and Martinelli and the legend Ian Wright. My guy, man, there are no excuses going into the game. We're ready. My bossy leader. On our Terry said his attention to detail is incredible. I love learning. I love to learn. So learning from him and the way he handles and approaches the games is fascinating. There's so much I can take from him. He's a genius, really. Careful, when I called him a genius, they were on to me. Because apparently calling the man a genius doesn't mean that I don't have question marks about some of the things he does and getting over the line, which is, for me, the only thing with our football club. There's a lot of things we need to improve. There's also a lot of positive. Bottom line for I think you are a tactical genius. I think look at the record and all the good things and how he equips himself against some managers that have a bigger name in football. I think you are a quality manager. I think you're a good man manager. I don't think you're perfect. I think there's question marks, but I think there's a lot about you. But if I rate you this much, it's an over the line thing now. That's it. That's it for me, because it's another year of explaining. We hope we get that Champions League trophy, but League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, it's been deserting us, and the 20+ year drought waits. Like there's 20+ year old Arsenal. There are people older than Lewis-Skelly that haven't seen us with a title, man. So yeah, and for a lot of the younger fans, this is the best they've seen Arsenal be. I want to introduce them to a new life. There was a point where, definitely during the Emirates era for me, Koscielny was arguably our best centre half. Now you're seeing Saliba, now you're seeing Gabriel Magalhaes. Even if you throw Benjamin, I'm exaggerating, Benjamin White and this one and that one over there, like, right, what's going on there? On moving to left back, it's been a smooth process because I love to learn and I love to improve. That pursuit of learning every day and to grow, I love to ask questions. If I don't know the answer yet, I'll make sure to ask the question. It was a smooth process for me because obviously I'm a midfielder by trade, but the position wasn't unnatural to me. I've enjoyed it. So what do you see here? Positive attitude, someone that's clearly happy to be making inroads in their careers, but not resting on their laurels. Someone that's got the intelligence to intake the information that Mikel Arteta is giving him, showing consistency. But beyond that, away from that, having self-belief in a humble way. But they'll reduce this man who does charity work down to when he was 16. You see what his mum does for agents. They'll reduce this man to call him man a thug and all this nonsense. Does he miss playing in midfield? Due to our playing style, I tend to go inside some of the time. I'll play wherever the manager needs me, and it's important to be versatile. The top players in the world are able to occupy different positions. So for me, I'll do whatever it takes to be in the team. Facts. Being adaptable, obviously, I'm a midfielder by trade and I've been playing out of position, learning how to be adaptable and effective in anything you're on the pitch. Being that player can play across positions on the pitch and helping other players, that's so important. And obviously, he's bigged up Hayland as well, said the person he's become is because of Hayland. He also spoke about how Wanyeri's his brother and the man that might live in movies, man. On the Burnabout experience, he said, I felt comfortable at the Burnabout. You see us, you see our Haylanders, I felt comfy. Of course, you're going to feel comfy, blood. I had the trust from my manager and my teammates. So that boosts me. It allows me to have confidence in myself because they believe in me. It helps a lot. Vamos, as you heard him say. I just want to be present in the moment, fully engaged in the moment I am in and taking it all in. But he definitely reads them self-help books and stoic lifestyle. I got a lot of time for Lewis-Skelly, man. Just find yourself a pretty brown skin, babes, and you're set for life, man. I'm not going to lie. If I was Wanyeri or Myles Lewis-Skelly and I've done what they've done to this point, boy, Instagram DMs must be popping. You must get me excited happen, man. I want to remind myself that I've been here before. I tried to stay calm and remain calm. The calmer you are, the clearer you think. That was my thought process. Facing Madrid and top players is something that's on my journey. I want to accomplish to reach this level and beyond. And going back to his Ian Wright, I can't remember the game, but he had an interview post-game with Ian Wright, and he said, I don't fear no one in a positive way. To be the best, you got to play against the best. That's what I want to do. And he's getting to do that. The thought I was playing against those big names, we respect them a lot because they change the game at any moment, but we don't fear them. The fact that they can change the game, it's exciting for us defenders. We always have to be concentrated and knowing we can slip up and in a split second they can capitalize. For me, it's exciting. Confidence comes from preparation. You get me? The confidence comes from my preparation. From young, my mom has installed in me the positive philosophy of journaling, manifestation, and gratitude. Ultimately, believing you are the best. It's something I still work on today. So if I look at a certain way or play in a certain way, it's because I feel it in my mind. That's where I've been before. I probably do it every day, morning and night, just to capture my thoughts. Visualization is also a big one for me. Mental rehearse and always thinking about the next thing or taking the time to be present and visualizing what you want and what you want to be as a person. Football dreams. I want to outwork my potential. I want to be the best version of me every day. I just feel like it would take me to a good position in this industry. I just want to be a sponge and take everything in, becoming the best version. And he said, for Arsenal, he said, it's so special. We just want to keep on pushing. And the next opportunity is to win the Champions League. That's what our minds are on. Just win. We've got to do the best we can. Don't think we can disagree with anything he said there. Big him up. We're still linked with Christopher and Nkunku. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do we believe that's going to happen? John Cross of the Mirror Football has said Nico Williams is built to be a Premier League player. Does he want to, or does he want to stay in sunny Spain? Juan Garcia, who's been linked with us last summer, still linked with us and a whole host of other clubs. There was a lot of interest last summer, especially from Arsenal. But I stayed here, and since then, I've been 100% focused on this season. We all know mine and the club situation. Anything can happen, but the future will tell. So what's that? If we get relegated, I might cut. Arsenal was name dropped. It doesn't mean necessarily we're going to sign him, but you know you want to join the Spanish Revolution, man. Go chat to Marino and Raya and Mikel Arteta and the coach and stuff. You probably got seats at the Bernabeu, made the short journey. You know what we do, man. Come and join us and compete with Raya, man. Man United are said to be allegedly pushing to sign Garcia, but the belief is that the Espanyol goalkeeper will opt to join the Gunners instead. I've seen this before, people, but allegedly, where Zubimendi is concerned, we're said to have, in the build-up to the Arsenal versus Real Madrid game, when the executives had a meeting, of told Real Madrid that we've signed Zubimendi, in which I hope that's a secret. That's, if you work for Arsenal, you know. But to me, as an ignorant fan, I ain't seen him talk about Petit, Vieira, Tony Adams, Omri, Ian Wright. Haven't seen no pictures at London Coley. Ain't even seen our weird social media fans tracking planes and that. And he's not holding shirts. So who knows, man? Who knows? Another name on Real Madrid's agenda, although it's not the main option for the center of the field, which is an interesting talk, is Martin Zubimendi. The future of the midfielder, again, Google Translate's not helping us, people. Nobody knows. Arsenal has the same intentions with Zubimendi. He made it, I think they said they made it known to Real Madrid at the boardroom in the run-up to the Champions League quarterfinals, where they assured they would have the signing practically closed for next season. Again, the Premier League meddling in the plans of the White Club. Again, Real Madrid and Aston Villa, as well as Man United, have been linked with Juan Garcia, so we've got a face there. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, big up Timber, big up White. You really want to play for Real Madrid? Anyone can win stuff there. Can you win it with Marino and Kai Havertz as striker options? Can you win it with our injuries? And you would get, bro, you'd break Henry's assist record if you played with Bukayo Saka. We see the assist for England. I know he's not signing for Arsenal, but you can't blame me for being on the hustle. Man United are apparently looking at Mateta and Liam Delap. Are these forwards Arsenal should be getting in? Because like Man United, we need strikers, man. Nuno Tavares is being linked with Juventus. Obviously, he's joining Lazio because they got an obligation and we have a sell-on clause. So we might get a little windfall for the likes of him, for the likes of Ramsdale. There might be a couple other players. Obviously, if Berta gets his hustle on in terms of outgoings, we're laughing, people. Allegedly, Liverpool have joined Arsenal, Man United in the race for Ollie Watkins. The Aston Villa striker is interested in making the move to Anfield. Why wouldn't you? You've seen them win the Champions League in the Prem in recent years. Slots picked up where Klopp's left off of winning the trophy. They're going to probably get rid of Darwin Núñez. You could probably be someone there, if I'm honest with you. And obviously, Liverpool, big club, magical club, all of that. Man United, if I'm honest, you look at Zertsky, who I like, but I don't think his strengths are necessarily as a 9. And Højlund, who finally scored, you should be, and obviously a big club, should believe you could bully them for that place. Even at Arsenal, boyhood Arsenal fan, London aspects of things, decent wages at 29, boyhood club, so a bit of a dream. Respectfully to Marino and Kai Havertz, but I'm saying if I'm Ollie Watkins or any striker linked with Arsenal and there's legs to it and you think you can't take their spot, something's wrong with you. So kind of like we heard Sesko had concerns last season. Allegedly, Arteta wants to sign 2 forwards in the summer in a bid to get the Gunners over the line in the title race. I'm on signing Gyokeres and a Sesko or Liam Delap, a development kind of guy. Or likewise, I'm on signing Gyokeres and Ollie Watkins. Then again, I don't see us signing a 26-year-old and a 29-year-old. Real Madrid are willing to sell Brahim Diaz this summer after watching him fall down the pecking order. Is that something Arsenal should get involved with? The links have kind of gone cold, but we were linked with Retegui of Atalanta. Apparently, he's equaled Inzaghi's record for most goals in a single Serie A season for Atalanta. He's at 24. So he's up there with Luis Moral, who's a good player. Hey, Zapata, where are you playing nowadays? 23. Inzaghi with 24. And, you know, he's probably going to set new levels in that regards. Adam Wharton, I've covered this, is being linked with Arsenal, people. Simultaneously, Thomas Partey is being linked with a new deal. This has gone as low as to say 70 million for Wharton. I think you're moving a bit mad, really. I think they asked for 100 odd. You know, if he has another good season, if he wins the FA Cup, has another good season next year with the World Cup coming into play, they're laughing. And again, you look at some of these clubs, the amount of players Bournemouth have got, Newcastle have got, Brighton have got, Palace have got a few. When you do your scouting and your due diligence right and you kind of outsmart the market and you buy low, you literally could sell high in this day and age, people. Allegedly, we're to hold Ademola Lookman talks, people. We've been linked with Lookman since the January transfer window. Not only were the Gunners allegedly interested in him, but reports at the time suggested Lookman himself was keen on joining Arsenal. The Gunners remain interested in the Ballon d'Or nominated striker, and according to another one, he turned up against Real Madrid. And, you know, he's had a bit of back and forth with his manager, Gasperini. Latest update from Court Offside, there among several Premier League clubs planning to hold talks with Lookman soon. Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Manchester United are all also reportedly keen on signing the attacker. Arsenal, however, face competition from abroad as well, with reports stating that Barcelona have already made contact with Lookman's reps, while Juventus are also monitoring his situation closely. Apparently, Ian Wright urged us to sign him as well, people. PSG have confirmed their travelling squad. We're not going to go over that, but I would love Doué in our club, people, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, we're going to have to see how things develop, man.